All right, so ignore the phone. Sorry, the fan in the background that might cause a little bit of distortion. But I'm sitting here and I'm playing one of my favorite games in the history of games, and it brought to my attention something that I wanted to discuss with the rest of the gaming community, and that is um, what game is the most influential in your opinion, in terms of all games. So I'm sitting here, I'm playing Shenmue 1, which has been remastered with Shenmue 1 and 2 for only $30. So I will recommend that if you haven't played this game or these games, or if you are a fan of either one of these games, that you pick these up at this point in time right now. 30 bucks, you can't beat it for two amazing games. Um, but again, I digress. I want to talk about how amazing these games were, especially Shenmue 1, on something that used outdated or obsolete technology. This game revolutionized the way games are played today. It was on GD-ROM, which were easily piratable, which led to the fall of the Dreamcast. But again, that's neither here nor there. What I really want to talk about is how advanced this game was. At the time, it was on 3 discs. The maps were huge. Every character that you saw walking through the street was completely interactable, which meant that you could go, you could hit the action button and have some type of conversation, whether it was useful or non-useful, but you could at least talk to them. Um, Again, the map was huge. Almost, I'm not gonna say almost every door, but the majority of the doors that you encountered when you're walking through the town are something that you could either knock on, interact with, either walk into a shop, whatever. And this was one of the first action RPGs that introduced real time of passage. So as you're walking through the community, the clock continues to tick. Now you had a curfew, and if you didn't make it home by curfew, the game would automatically send you there, which was awesome. But as you walk through the towns, you would have more interactions. You would be able to go to bars, look for sailors, which we still laugh and joke about today. But all of these things, it completely opened up another world. And this is one of the first games that introduced quick time events. If you're not familiar with quick time events, these are the things that you see in God of War that are quick button prompts that pop up on the screen, and if you don't hit them within enough time, you fail that particular objective. Um, this game, Shenmue, goodness, while I'm playing it, it takes me back. It completely is a time machine that takes me back to a time where things were simpler. But during that simple time, it made me realize what made me fall in love with video games in the first place. Which is something that it is an interactive movie, a transformative narrative that completely brings you in, absorbs you, and where your actions impact the outcome of the game. I've waited, I don't know how many years to finally capture Fight Line D. At least we haven't been able to do that. We will be able to do that next year. But by playing Shenmue again, which is probably the 37th or umpteenth time that I've played this game, it really makes me realize, when you Suzuki, you are ahead of the craft, and I wish it wouldn't have taken this long to get the finale to the trilogy that we always wanted. But what I am excited about is that we are able to bring this game to gamers' attention that really have never heard of it, seen, or even fathom playing something like this. And yes, the controls are dated. Um, it doesn't stand the test of time with the voice acting, but it really did push the envelope for what games are capable of doing. The reactions, the conversations, um, just everything within this game. Um, if you're not a fan of action RPGs, if you want something to start with, then I think that this is a perfect avenue for you to jump in. Um, Ignore the controls. Again, with them being old, something that was way back from 2000, 2001, they are going to be a little bit wonky, but this is something that you should absolutely play. Um, I would like to do this as my first episode of What This Bout, but it's I could talk about this subject all day, and I feel like that would be detrimental to you guys to sit there and rehash something that's almost, shoot, at this point it's over. It's almost 20 years old. Um, so again, if you're a fan of this game, go out there, play it, pick it up. You can't beat it for fucking $30. Trade some shit in, get a fraction of your money off of it, and start there. Like, man, if you're a video game fan and you want to see what made Final Fantasy, every other action RPG, every other fucking game that you play right now, especially with real-time passage, fucking God of War, anything that has quick time events, everything that has passage of time of day, Assassin's Creed Origins, anything. If you want to see what laid the foundation for that game, then you need to play Shenmue. And if you don't, then actually you're missing out on a piece of great gaming history, and I feel sorry for you. As a gaming aficionado, those who will play, I salute you. And if you do play, if this is your first time playing, drop me a line. Let's talk about it. If you're having any trouble, I will gladly walk you through it, because I've played this game umpteen million times. And let's talk about this gem that is a great piece of gaming history. Alright guys, talk to you later. See you next time. And I'll especially see you guys on the first episode of What This Bout, which will be about one of the dopest indie games that I've ever played. And it's on Switch, and that's Floor Kids. I'll see you next time. Peace.